So let's create a puzzle. And if you're watching this, it means that you have seen the intro, which means that you actually know better than me how the end result is going to look, because that is from the future. Yeah, I've done a puzzle like this a few years back, but that time I used Blender to do it, which made it quite easy because all I had to do was to create a cube and then just copy paste it quickly into a much bigger collection of cubes. But in FreeCAD, I'm not too sure how to go about doing that, because the array tools in FreeCAD are for a single part. You can't really multiply parts with the array operation as far as I'm concerned. So I'm thinking that we should use the scripting functionality to create it. I'll just start off by creating this single cube like this. And now we need to multiply this maybe 4 times 4 times 4 into a bigger cube, and then fuse some of the cubes together to create like Tetris shapes. But this is, yeah, I don't really know how to do this efficiently. I mean, we could do this manually like this and then start moving them around, but that's annoying. So I want to script this, and we could start off by making 2 by 2 by 2 cubes, so 8 cubes in total. But the question is how to do this. Some years back I used macros just a bit, so I know that there exists things like the active document, but that's, wow, okay, the bodies are directly, okay, yeah, so there is an object list, and what body object, they should be these, I think. But what are geofeature object? Pad, here's another body. Let's see, doc objects length. We have 90 objects. That's a shame. I was expecting 8 or 9 in this case. This is unfortunate. Can we, how do we distinguish between these types? Objects. Full name. Cube body. Yes, okay, so that should be the first one. Is there like an ID? Yes, ID. Oh, that's not helpful. Okay, placement might be the positioning that we need to use later on. Type ID. Okay, part design body. Wasn't that the same that we saw here? Part design body. Yes, so for in objects, if type ID equals part design body, can we, let's just print out body like that. So we should get 9 of these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, okay. So this is a way to filter out all the body objects. And then, was it body? My body. So was it placement? Yes. So how do we? What's base? Base. Point. X, Y, Z. Okay, is this the position? So can we do like 15? Yes, nice. Okay, so this is the way we can move these single bodies. Nice. Let's is this macros? Yes. Great. Cube. Reader maybe. So what did we do? Document is FreeCAD active document, and then objects. Objects, and then for we just copy paste. So let's create a bodies list here. Empty list, and then if we have found a body, then we do bodies append like that. Maybe we should have some sanity check on how many bodies we are expecting there to exist. X bodies do like. Maybe we could just cube one number, but maybe we want to make a non-cubical shape, so might as well do that. So here we should check if bodies length. How do you do not? Is this Python notation? I forgot. X bodies times Y bodies times Z bodies. How do you print an error? Okay, so we'll get an error here. So let's just use that. FreeCAD console print error. I guess we want the size of the box as well to be able to know how far to move the cubes. I wonder how to go about that. Let's delete. So my body. Right. My body. What do we have here? Shape. Right. Placement and shape. Area, but okay. This looks nice. Length. No. Should be. No. X length. Yes, okay. So we could use X length probably to get this size. Okay. So now we need to iterate over all the boxes. So I'm thinking if we're building the bigger cube layer by layer, then we need to do the first row or the first columns row by row until we have like a flat assembly of cubes, and then we just do the next layer. So for every Z and for every Y, do X. For Z in range Z bodies, and then for Y in range Y bodies. I mean, if we are making a cube, then we could use the same value, but in range, please. Or for every, depending on this value, for every 2 cubes, we should wrap around. So we need X. Okay, should we? Maybe there's like a vector one could use instead. But what do I know? Why? No, that shouldn't be said. Okay. Is this it? Every I. We're not increasing I, are we? So plus equals 1. So clearly this will not work. So we need to have 8 bodies. So if we copy this, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just run it. Out of the way. See. Hey, you're kidding me. Nice. Okay, so it's that easy then. That's pretty cool. So let's delete them and do. Okay, so if we just change this to 4, 4, 4, execute. Nice. Okay, so let's delete everything again and let's make the cube nicer. So yeah, let's do 2 millimeters. Like that. And again, it's just, I guess one could copy the cubes in this script as well, but yeah, let's not make it more difficult than it has to be. There we go. Let's see how this will look. Let's click on the thing, execute. Whoa, nice. So now we could essentially just select like 4 cubes in some order, like that, for example, and then fuse them with this, and hide them, and then do the next ones. But I think I want to create a box of some sort first. So I guess using these cubes as references might be useful. So I will not do the Boolean operations just yet. Yeah, I'll save here and continue later. Yeah, so let's create a box for it. Maybe we need to organize this first. Let's call it cubes, like that. Box half, like that. Yeah, I'm thinking about creating only half of the box and then just mirror it. Let's select everything and create references, shape binders, like that. Let's use these as defining edges, like that. 0.4, 0.4, 0.4. What thick do we want the box to be? Maybe 2 millimeters. So this needs to be offset 0.4 as well. Is it Y? Is Y the correct orientation? No, I always forget. Yes. So minus 0.4. Like that. Pad it up to, so it should be 30 plus 0.4. There we go. Let's create a sketch for the bottom. Pad it 2 millimeters. And now we need to create some kind of a lid. Okay, let's just do this. Point 8, point 8, point 8, 10. That. Then we pad this maybe, I don't know, 4 millimeters, 5, like that. So let's make some ridges so that the pieces won't be sliding around inside. Okay, let's hide this and let's create a simpler one. Like that. And then new sketch. Then we pad it to face there. We should do that. Array should reverse the direction. That. Question is, are we able to rotate this? I think we need to create a plane here. So now we have issues with trying to make a polar pattern here and pad things this way because our sketch is here rather than in the center of the thing here. So I think what we can do is to go backwards a bit, set the tip here, and then create datum plane. Is it the next direction? No. Of course, said. So now we have it in the center, like that, and we should be able to reattach this sketch. Rather than sketching from this face, we should attach the sketch to this datum plane rather than this side of the box. So I guess it's here, and where is it? There. Okay, did that work? Did it work? I think so, except... Yes, okay. So I was actually expecting the sketch to only go halfway, so we simply need to change this to 2 dimensions and just go half and half. So now the linear pattern shouldn't this still work? Yes, there it is. And this should also, right? Yes. Okay, let's hide the datum plane. The box is a bit bigger than the cubes. So this also means that our datum plane is not centered. It should be 30 plus 40 in. So let's fix that. There we go. Okay. So now, shouldn't we be able to make like a polar pattern here? Let's create another plane and offset it. So that should be dead center, yes. And now, if we select this, these two create a line. And now when we take this pad and revolve it, and we choose this as a reference. Come on. Yes, there we go. Shouldn't we be able to take this and actually let's back off and draw all the shapes at once here. Then we need to just do one pad and one polar pattern. Okay, there we go. So now we should be able to use a polar pattern. There we go. I'm happy with that. Let's copy this half like that. Yeah, so let's make a female side of this box by making a cutout. Like that. Then let's make the distance 1 millimeter. Like that. And now we just pocket in 2 directions. I forgot to chamfer the edges. That's a shame. So let's do that. Okay. That. Now we have the cubes still in there. So now we can create the puzzle pieces. So there was a small issue with the Boolean operation. Apparently it wasn't always possible to fuse them if the 2 objects didn't overlap slightly. So I had to modify the script a bit to make sure that the placement is slightly offset, so that the placement has a slight negative offset. I couldn't use the old document because the script that I've written so far only assumes that there are cubes in the document, and since we have these other boxes, then things will go haywire. For some reason, the union fuse Boolean operation works much better in the part workbench compared to part design. So let's just select one of these. Let's make it active. Then go to part. Let's select like that. Then use fuse and hide it. There we go. And then we do this until we have no more pieces left. And here's our final piece. If we bring all of them back, all 16 pieces, then we have the whole cube here. So the next thing is to go to the mesh workbench, select all of them, create mesh from shape. Let's make sure that we have the highest detail. And hide these, and there's all of the files. Nice. Okay. So now we can select each of these and just click export mesh to file, and we can print them. I've placed the individual pieces on the printing plate. Let's press print. So I've imported the box to my slicer, and And to spice things up a bit, I'm trying to add a logo on the top of the lid here. So I think I can use a modifier here, SVG, then choose a logo, just make it maybe 1 layer thick. Let's try 2 layers and maybe something like this, and orange. So now it should be flat against the lid, I hope. Let's slice it and see. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Maybe we could move it down just a little bit. No, I think it's more centered than before. Yes. Okay, let's try to print this and see.